Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining and thanks for watching the replay. As you can see, this one is titled Day 4 of our 50-day challenge of starting our grant writing business. And today we're going to discuss how to get experience in different industries. So if you generally, you've been in the grant world for about 2 to 3 years and you've been writing generally like for a homeless shelter or generally for a food pantry, and you want to expand your knowledge and get experience writing for other industries, we'll go through some ways that you can do that today. And some of the things that I did, how I expanded my knowledge and experience into different industries. So today I've had experience writing for healthcare, housing, youth programs, K-12 education, um, programs that provide basic life training, workforce development, a ton of others. So just ways to expand your experience after you've been writing for a few years, maybe in just one industry, and you're looking to expand your knowledge and get other experience under your belt so that you can provide those services to additional nonprofits as well. So again, we're on our journey, continuing our journey, 50 days to starting your grant writing business. We're on day 4, and um, we'll talk about expanding your knowledge into other industries, into other sectors in nonprofits. So, what I've done today, just going through some steps that I've taken. And so far, one of the main things that I discuss and I would encourage you to do is just network. Really look into involving yourself with the membership organizations such as GPA, the Grant Professionals Association, look into AFP as well, and look into joining your local chapter at GPA. Um, Hopefully, you're in a region where you have a local chapter and you can be active. Again, even though we're in this COVID world, you can participate in virtual events, virtual meetings, and network and put yourself out there. So, I reached out to GPA when I first got into, or grant writing piqued my interest, and I sought out to be on different boards. I volunteered myself, and people knew who I was. I came to meetings regularly, and once it was time for um, board nominations, I didn't at that time think that I would be ready or qualified. I had only been a member for maybe a year, maybe 2, but I was active and I was participating. And one of the ladies who was a part of the committee, she asked me to consider sitting for president, because my consideration, I was interested in possibly being secretary or treasurer. But the president that was going to sit for the role was unable to fulfill it. So she asked if I could step in as a president. She said she believed that I could do it, and she was confident and asked if she could nominate me. So I was like, okay, well, let me think about this. So it went from being just on the board, assisting president, vice president, to being the president. So I did accept. So that's just an example of being active, being committed, and so people know who you are, and telling your telling, explaining, showing your interest in sitting on a board or being participating as well. Just again, just letting people know who you are. So being a part of GPA, I attended the conferences every year. They have an annual conference. Well, now it's going to be virtual this year, of course, because of COVID. But it's every year and it's in a different location. So this conference was located in the one in 2016, I believe, was in Atlanta, and I was in a session with a consultant, and she was talking about running her business and sharing her insight and things of that nature. And I had been consulting for a couple of years, still learning, still figuring things out. So at the end of the conference, I reached out to her, asked her if she was looking for any assistance, potential subcontractors to help her maintain her business. And at the time, she was not. So she asked me to reach out to her at the beginning of the year. So at the beginning of the following year, I did. And she said, still nothing. But she said things change rapidly. So she said, please keep me in mind. And actually, a few months later, she actually reached out to me and interviewed me for a position with her company. And that's how I initially expanded my experience. So I was sat with her as a subcontractor, and she had a number of organizations that she contracted with, and she wrote grants for all industries. So she sent all those different projects to her subcontractors, and that's how I gained a lot of experience. So I would definitely recommend that you look into working as a subcontractor. Some people refer to them as independent contractors for a larger grant writing firm. It could be still women, one owner, woman owned, but she has multiple clients. And in order for her to maintain those clients, she generally subcontracts out the work. So look into working as a subcontractor. Um, you won't have to deal directly with clients. You won't have to worry about marketing yourself and trying to get those businesses. You will get paid for doing the work. You'll get paid for doing the writing. Every now and then, you may have to contact a client for pieces to fill. To complete the proposal, but for the most part, you can do a lot of your writing and your research, and you can just do the work of grants and putting together the proposal and process them that way. So that's a good way, a good way to expand your knowledge in industries. Also, look at being a part of a committee, if even that's if that's with GPA or another local grant writers membership organization in your community. There's so many different committees that you can be a part of, so many different ways that you can volunteer. Um, Again, still meeting virtually, Zoom, Zoom meetings, cameras are on, people see you, they know who you are. So consider that as well. Participate when you are um, attending meetings, ask questions. Facebook groups are great as well. There's a weekly grant chat that's been run for a few years now. So I would recommend you participate in that. I believe it's every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. You can participate in that. It's a Twitter chat, so you can go on there with other grant professionals and connect with them as well. So just continue to it's essentially marketing yourself. Put yourself out there. Network, network, network. I would say would be the way to go. Don't let the virtual environment deter you or slow you down, because people are still meeting. People are still having meetings. People are still having virtual meetings, virtual events, coming together on Zooms and Google Meets and different platforms. So make sure that you are participating and putting yourself out there. So again, continuing on our journey, 50 days to starting our grant writing business. Yesterday we talked about working with small nonprofits, some things to consider. Um, Today just talked about ways to get into other industries, expanding your grant writing knowledge. And tomorrow's topic I'll share with you when I send out the email, we'll discuss. So please sign up for my email for information and resources and tips on how to start your grant writing business, specifically while you're still at your 9 to 5. Join at junefirstfirm.com. That's JUNEFIRSTFIRM.com, and sign up for that. I'll send out our topic of discussion for tomorrow, which will be day 5. Yes, day 5. So we'll continue our discussion, continue our journey on starting your grant writing business, specifically while you're at your 9 to 5. Start making as much as $1,000 a month, providing your skill set, your service to other nonprofits. So I hope you can join us tomorrow as well. I generally scope around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got on a little later today, so just keep your notifications on so that you can make sure you can join us live. And another tidbit of information I wanted to share: United Way has announced their COVID-19 grants, and they're targeting nonprofits annual budget of less than $2 million. So this goes into what we were talking about yesterday, about working with small nonprofits. So smaller nonprofits, I even stated on that live that the way to get into grants is really looking to your local United Way. And United Way has just released some COVID-19 grants targeted for nonprofits with annual budgets of less than $2 million. So the application for this grant is due on Friday, October the 9th, which is next Friday, and the funds will be released as soon as 30 to 60 days. And grant professionals, we all know that's very fast. So tell your network, share this information. Again, I'll send out the link to this grant. It's typically for this specific one is for nonprofits that are serving Metro Atlanta area. So if you're in that area or you know someone, this would be a great opportunity to apply. I would highly suggest smaller nonprofits that may have received smaller awards or may not have received any grants in the past. This would be a great opportunity. So I'll send this out with the email that goes out in the morning. So again, sign up for that at junefirstfirm.com. And thank you so much for joining. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, day 5. Bye bye.